Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Students, as you know, we are talking about origin and evolution of life. So far, we have discussed about various theories of evolution. We can define evolution as development of new species from older ones over a period of time. We can also define the evolution as minor changes within the species from generation to generation. The change in frequencies of allele of the gene pool is also termed as evolution. Hardy-Weinberg principle talk about this last definition. This theory considers an ideal condition in which certain factors remain constant. This theory says that allele frequencies of the gene pool remain constant in a large sexually reproducing organism provided there are no gene flow, no genetic drift, no mutation, no genetic recombination, and no natural selection. They further say that any small changes in these five conditions or factors will disturb the genetic equilibrium and that will change allelic frequencies. Eventually, it will lead to evolution. Students, I have discussed about all these five factors in my previous video. Please watch that video. So students, today we'll talk about a very important concept, that is Hardy-Weinberg principle, and even will solve numerical based on it. So watch the video till the end. Students, look at the structure of this chromosome. Any point on a chromosome is called as locus. Now this locus shows gene, which is a segment of DNA coding for a functional protein. This gene shows allele. So we can define allele as alternative form of the same gene. Suppose there are two alleles, capital A and small a. As human is diploid organism, there are two alleles for a gene. So this gene will have three types of combinations. So the three combinations are, first is capital A. These are homozygous dominant individuals. Capital A small a are heterozygous dominant individuals, whereas small a represent homozygous recessive individuals. Suppose there is a cross between two heterozygous individuals, like say male with capital A small a marries with a female with capital A small a, then the result of this cross can be shown with the following Punnett square. Now we write the gametes of say male on vertical axis, whereas the gametes of female on horizontal axis. So this cross will result into the equation which is given as A plus small a multiplied by capital A plus small a equal to capital A plus 2 capital A plus small a. This can be further equated to capital A plus small a bracket square is equal to capital A plus 2 capital A plus small a. Students, this is binomial expression. Now let P be the frequency of allele with capital A. It means there are P number of people in the population who have capital A allele. In simple language, we can say there are 10 people who have capital A allele. Now say let Q be the frequency of small a alleles. It means there are Q number of people in the population who have small a allele. Now if we replace this above alleles with the frequencies, then we get the following equation. The equation is P plus Q multiplied by P plus Q is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square, which is further equated to P plus Q bracket square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. Now please look at this Punnett square. Now we call this as Punnett square for Hardy-Weinberg principle. So here we say P is the frequency of capital A allele, whereas Q is the frequency of small a alleles. So by solving this checkerboard, we get the equation as P multiplied by P is P square, P multiplied by Q is PQ. Even this Q multiplied by P is PQ, whereas Q multiplied by Q is Q square. So it becomes P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. So here P square indicate the frequency of homozygous dominant individuals. It means there are P square number of people in the population who have capital A as genotype. Second is 2PQ is the frequency of heterozygous dominant individual. It means there are 2PQ number of people in the population who have capital A small a as genotype, that is heterozygous condition. And the third is Q square indicate frequency of homozygous recessive individual. It means there are Q square number of people in the population who have this homozygous recessive condition, that is small a. So students, I hope you are understanding this concept. Now with this information, let us understand Hardy-Weinberg principle again. In large randomly mating population, allele frequencies remain stable and constant from generation to generation. They say that the gene pool, which is nothing but total genes and their alleles in the population, it remains constant. Now they call this as genetic equilibrium, which is also called as Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So in a nutshell, what they say is, in large randomly mating population, allelic frequencies remain stable and constant if there are no gene flow, no genetic drift, no mutation, no genetic recombination, and no natural selection. Students, we know that it is very difficult to keep this condition ideal, and for example, there'll be a flow of genes from one population to another population due to immigration or immigration. Immigration will lead to loss of genes, whereas immigration will lead to gain of genes. Now immigration is called as the people who are going away from population, whereas immigration is the people are coming in the population. Now second aspect is about genetic drift. It talks about sudden changes in allelic frequencies by chance alone. Now it occurs by either bottleneck effect or founder's effect. Mutations are also possible due to radiations or due to some chemicals. Now genetic recombinations are part and parcel of sexually reproducing organism. Now genetic recombination occurs during patching of prophase 1 due to crossing over. Even it occurs during metaphase 1 of meiosis due to random arrangement of maternal and paternal chromosomes. And the third example of genetic recombination is the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete. And the last one is the natural selection, which will also result in change in allelic frequencies. So what the Hardy-Weinberg principle says is that if all these conditions are constant, then allelic frequencies will remain constant and there will be no evolution. Students, I have covered all these 5 factors in great detail in my previous video, that is Modern Synthetic Theory of Evolution. I highly recommend you to watch that video to get your concepts cleared. Students, to understand the concept of Hardy-Weinberg principle better, let us take one example. The example is 9% of African population is born with severe sickle cell anemia. Then calculate percentage of population resistant to malaria. Students, we know that malaria is a disease caused due to Plasmodium vivax. Now we know that Plasmodium is a protozoan Now this plasmodium complete its life cycle in RBCs. Now in case of hemoglobin, we have three types of genotypes possible. First is capital S, capital S. Now these are the individuals who have normal RBCs. Now in these cases, the malaria can complete its life cycle. Therefore, such individual will die due to malaria. Smallest are the individuals who will have sickle-like RBCs. Therefore, such individuals will die due to severe anemia. It is heterozygous individuals, that is capital S, small s, will survive because of, say, partially defective RBCs. In this case, plasmodium will not be able to complete its life cycle, so they will not suffer with, say, malaria. So in this case, we have to calculate, say, heterozygous population. Now from the question given, q square is equal to 9%. So q square is equal to 9 upon 100, which is, that is, q square is equal to 0.09. Now when we take square root of both the side, q becomes 0.3. Now as we know that p plus q is equal to 1, therefore p becomes 1 minus q. So when we solve this further, we get p as 0.7. As we have to calculate the heterozygous population, that is given by the formula 2pq. So when you put the values of the p and q in the equation, the answer is 42% of, say, African population are resistant to malaria. So students, I hope you are clear with the concept of this Hardy-Weinberg principle and how to solve the numerical based on this. Now let us take one more example. In butterflies, the color brown is dominant over white color, and suppose there are 40% of butterflies are white in color, then calculate, say, percentage of butterflies that are heterozygous and frequency of homozygous dominant individuals. Now as per the question says that there are q square number of butterflies who are homozygous recessive, that is q square is equal to 40%. So therefore q square becomes 40 upon 100, that is q square is equal to 0.40. When we take square root of both the side, q becomes 0.632. Now as p plus q is equal to 1, p becomes 1 minus q, which is equal to, say, 0.37. So we have to calculate first, that is homozygous individuals. So homozygous individuals are given by the formula p square, that is p multiplied by p. So by simply multiplying 0.37 with 0.37, we get the homozygous butterflies as 14%, that is 1/4. Now let us calculate the heterozygous individuals, that is given by 2pq. So the 2pq becomes 2 multiplied by 0.7 into 0.3. So when we calculate this further, we get, say, 47% of butterflies who are heterozygous for, say, brown color. So the answer is 47% of the butterflies are heterozygous, whereas 14% are homozygous dominant. So students, I hope you are clear with the concept of the principle and even the numerical based on this. Students, at the end, I request you all to like my channel, share it and subscribe it. Stay home, stay safe. Bye for now. Thank you.